Chase Nelson. Let's take a look at the weak points. What do we got? So, we kind of already talked about a lot of this roster, but in terms of weaknesses, the glaring one is obviously no quarterback 3. If it is a 2-quarterback league, that means we're going to have to start 2 quarterbacks every week. And that means, bye weeks. We currently don't have a bye week plan right now. So that could cause some issues, and losing 2 weeks of quarterback production while it's only 2 spots out of 14, 15 regular season weeks. That could still lose you a week. That could still be 15 or 20 points that your opponent has over you. So I would definitely look into getting some type of quarterback 3 here. I feel like I'm a broken record with these names, but the Jared Goffs of the world can do wonders for bye weeks. The Matt Ryans of the world can do wonders for bye weeks. You have a good first 2 and guys that I expect to be around for at least a couple years. Unclear about Jalen Hurts' long-term appeal, but Mac Jones is pretty locked in as a guy to be a starter. So you're pretty set here. I just need that quarterback 3 for bye weeks and God forbid an injury. Running back should be good for this year. Having Javonte Williams is obviously a nice chess piece to have. Because it's 10 teams, this might be a little light. You only have 1 flex in terms of your starting lineup, so I'd imagine one of Pollard, Sanders, or Gainwell ends up being fantasy relevant and startable for you in flex spots. I might look here I think you have the 106. I might look at Kenneth Walker here as a guy you can snag, and maybe 202. You can grab a James Cook or something like that. And I think adding a few guys like that to this depth would certainly boost this up. Again, looking at a roster before the rookie draft versus after is certainly context we need to have. So while this roster doesn't look as sturdy as some of the other ones, it also doesn't have the benefit of having the rookie draft assets already in the roster. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Wide receiver, I think you're in a good spot. We might be tipping on towards being a little veteran heavy, but Godwin, McLaurin, Sutton are guys, that should have years left to play. Keenan Allen, he's a 63 in the Dynasty ratings because, trade value wise, rebuilding teams are not going to want Keenan Allen. However, when you kind of look at him, he can fit on any contender, and I do think this is a contender, so should be smooth sailing as far as fantasy production is concerned from wide receivers this year. Rondale Moore is a nice piece there, but yeah, Laviska Shenault, that's tough. We have to start 3 wide receivers every week, accounting for bye weeks and injuries. We really don't have much of a backup plan here beyond Moore. And maybe Moore does hit, and I think you should be able to survive with this grouping. But, I would like to see some wide receivers and running backs on this depth chart through the rookie draft, which I'm guessing you were already kind of thinking. Tight end is totally okay. Kmet and Ertz, again, good enough. Ertz is probably the better fantasy value for this year, and Kmet is a nice young asset that you can hold on to, so I do like that. So you're set here. I just, probably don't need Logan Thomas on there, and in a 10-team league, you should probably be able to find some decent tight ends on the waiver wire, so just keep an eye on that, and, don't... Next year maybe is the time to grab a Michael Mayer or something like that. No need to grab something this year. You're set. And you can contend with these two. So no worries. But yeah, I'd like to see a higher end tight end 1 here in a 10-teamer. And this team starts defense and kicker. I didn't see any listed in your roster. If there is, then beg my pardon and I missed that. But yeah, I would just say be diligent with that. 10-teamer shouldn't be an issue to pick guys up off the waiver wire. But obviously, check out our start sit articles, our fantasy kicker and team defense DFS plays, all that good stuff, and you should be fine there. So that's kind of the wrap up of the weaknesses, and now on to the final grade.